Travis County, Texas is home to Tesla, and it is home to Tesla because they fought hard to win that prize. There were a lot of states, a lot of cities vying for the attention of the U.S.'s newest and biggest and best and baddest car maker. It was a very hot deal at the time. I mean, I guess there are some companies that are technically newer, but they're not very exciting. Well, Tesla wanted to go to Travis County because the deal was pretty good. Not crazy, but pretty good. And that's what they got. Well, now, of course, the residents of Travis County are pushing back because it looks like they may have a property tax increase, and they think that's desperately unfair, while the richest man in the world is getting a few dollars here and there as a grace for bringing this gigantic factory to their backyard. We're going to discuss all that. I got my buddy Herbert here from Brighter. He does a good job of making me brighter. That's why I keep bringing him back, and because you guys love him too. So here we are. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So Herbert, I've got this article here. Oh, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's nothing but trouble. The county is still reviewing whether the car maker is meeting the requirements for their multi-million-dollar tax rebate tied to its gigafactory. You remember when this happened, right? Back in the day when they first got the offer, right? Can you tell me a little bit about what you know from that period?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was a very big deal when Tesla came and was asking, where do we build our next gigafactory? And of course, everybody was courting Tesla. They want them there, and they delivered, right? I mean, they've built the largest at the time, right? Except you compared it to Boeing. Boeing is the only factory that's one single standing entity that's bigger than Giga Texas, and it's continued to grow. It's delivered so many jobs at this point, and it's been very, very successful. Tesla is a very successful company. So this was a good deal for this county to lure them in there. And then, of course, when you do that, you would give the company that's going to come in a tax rate rebate, it's coming a deal, some sort of promotion. But they are hiring people, and they are delivering more to that county than others. I do agree with the residents, though, that this is something that I think they're correct to say that they should not have a tax hike. But I don't know if that the blame is necessarily to Tesla. And if you read this article, it didn't seem to me that the residents were actually against Tesla per se. They're just saying, why are you raising my tax rate?
Right. So what happened was the tax abatement deal was, we will give you a discount on your property taxes if you hit certain milestones. The lowest milestone was hit, immediately. But they hit the highest milestone and went way beyond it. So what they get is an 80% discount on their property taxes for 10 years. They still are paying 20%. And that 20% they're paying is more than the previous landholder was paying. The previous land, before it was a big, productive, expensive factory, it was a disused sand and gravel pit in desperate need of decades of deferred site remediation. So they're still getting more money than they were, and the tax increase is because of flood repairs. There was a historic flood that came through. They had all kinds of damage because of it. Tesla didn't cause it. It's not like the taxes went up because they had to pay for Tesla to get more roads or more water or something like that. Tesla had nothing to do with the reason for needing more money. And without Tesla there, they would be in an even bigger pickle.
Yeah. And if you look at the actual details, right, if Tesla only invested the minimum that was required in the agreement, it says here that the rebates would have only totaled $14 million over the decade. So that is not a lot of money here. And they hire at least 3,800 full-time workers. Do you know how many there are now?
So the minimum was 3,800. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now, does it say in here? I think it does. More than 15,000.
15,000 jobs, if not even more, and it's going to grow. The net benefit to the county is much, much higher than this potential of this tax rebate. But you know what? Like I say, I agree with what the residents are saying. Their taxes should not go up. That is something they should be fighting about. And then as long as you don't, and I don't think that they're going against it, pushing back against Tesla.
Yes. The county is still reviewing whether Tesla has met all the terms of the contract. Well, the contract was to hire a bunch of people and spend a bunch of money. We know they spent
Yeah.
far more than the original amount that was required. And I'm not good at math, Herbert. Is 15,000 larger than 3,800?
And that's just now. They are about to blow up. And guess what? They are now about to do Cortex 1, which is in the Giga, Texas, and now Cortex 2, which is a whole new facility that they're building. These AI data centers, counties across the U.S. are fighting to bring them in there. You want your city and state and yours to have the largest data center. It is important for the state and just delivers, will outsize deliver benefits versus negatives when that comes. And Tesla, by the way, takes care of themselves and their surrounding community. There was just a great review of what XAI's, their data center, Colossus in Memphis, and they made sure that it was not impacting, environmental concerns and others. So Tesla really does care, and there will be more benefits than negatives.
I hadn't heard the follow-up on the Memphis story. I'd only heard the original reports that, it's a catastrophe and everyone hates it. So that's good to hear. Yeah. Homeowner Stephanie Gonzalez said it was unfair for residents' property taxes to rise, while Tesla stands to receive millions in rebates. Last year, voters approved an even bigger tax increase that went towards affordable childcare, after-school and summer programs for low-income families. That seems like nothing. The other requirement they had was the jobs have to pay at least $15 an hour. I don't think Tesla has ever hired anyone, including summer interns, for less than $15 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, what are they asking for? So they're asking for, they're urging the commissioners to reconsider the incentives as they finalize this year's budget. Well, what does that mean, reconsider the incentives? It's like, is it a part of the agreement that they could reconsider the incentives after you've built the factory?
Right? Yeah. Well, others pointed to work safety issues, environmental violations, and Tesla's anti-union stance as reasons to end the deal. Well, those weren't, the anti-union, you could have put union in the original contract. Tesla wouldn't have signed it, but you could have put that in and killed the deal. Worker safety issues. Tesla does not have worse safety standards than other automakers. In fact, I think they have fewer injuries than other auto manufacturers. Environmental violations. I haven't heard about those. Maybe you're thinking of the Boring Company. I'm not sure.
Take a look at the last sentence.
There it is.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah. They had improperly released pollutants, disposed of untreated wastewater, and violated state emission limits. Critics at the hearing cited that reporting and other complaints argued that the county should no longer reward poor working conditions. I'm going to be honest, all that's news to me. I hadn't heard about that. Had you?
Nope. Again, this is just an article. People are talking about what they want to say in order to get what they're asking for. At the end of the day, you signed a contract. The benefits are much better for the state and county. And look at what the last sentence says. Really, they have limited options. The tax rate is locked in by contract. You're terminating a deal, trigger a costly legal battle. The county should not be, it's a normal battle with any county, with any residents. When you raise property taxes, they will find something. And in this case, they go, how come you gave them tax breaks? Well, because they're a corporation that has signed a contract with us because we believe that it's going to deliver outsized benefits, of which they have already. 10,000 people hired in your community. Look how much money that brings in. The amount of money that was invested by Tesla in that state is significant. The cachet that the state gets because you've got Giga Texas there, and now the largest supercomputers in the world, 2 of them being built right there.
It's crazy because if you look at the whole point of incentives like this is, well, do we want some money or no money? Now, yes, we'd like all money, please, but all money is not one of the options. So do we want some money or no money? And there was a guy running for commissioner of Travis County that I made a video about two, 3 years ago. And it was the most boneheaded approach I'd ever seen, because he was saying that Tesla pays much too low of wages and is driving up the cost of buying new luxury homes. And I was like, it's not both. It's not both. And frankly, when you're going to lie that openly and brazenly, I think it's neither. Austin is going through a big tech boom. Part of that is because of Tesla. They are I think they are the largest employer in the county, and one of the largest in the state, with the other largest employers being like entire health conglomerates, like chains of hospitals and care providers. So it is a big deal to have a company like that if you want to draw in other similar kind of tech businesses, isn't it?
Well, I mean, what happens when you decide to build a gigafactory in Texas? What happens? So they decided to build Giga Texas. And where do you think they like to locally source a lot of their parts, a lot of their products? Businesses form around this. This is the hub. And so you are so lucky as Texas to win this, because now companies flock to build them there. The high tech people fly in there. The smartest of the smartest employee, the employees that Tesla is able to hire come there. They buy houses, and it raises the level and then the quality of the kind of city that they're building there. It's going to be the most futuristic city that you can imagine, right? You can already see the plans that they're doing for housing, for autonomy. These things are going to transform the country and this state first before it moves on to other countries. So I don't know, man. This is as lucky as you could possibly get.
What I would argue is, so we could argue that maybe Tesla's the reason that all these companies move there. I don't think it is. I think it's the policies of Travis County with programs exactly like this one that drew Tesla and all the other companies. And once you've got a few, the dominoes start falling, it all kind of works. I don't think it's fair to try to punish Tesla for something they didn't do. They didn't cause the flood. If anything, electric vehicles are helping to normalize the climate a little bit, but in no world did they create the flood. And it doesn't appear that any of the flood relief money was spent on anything related to Tesla's property. It was built knowing that there's a floodplain there and making sure that the elevation, they are 80 feet above, 50 or 80 feet above the 100-year flood level. So they're not impacted by the floods. So I think, and the idea that you would say, well, they are anti-union, so let's enter a costly and protracted legal battle. The only way you win is if you somehow trick Tesla into feeling guilty enough to not fight back, which honestly might work, because we're talking millions of dollars, just, maybe, I think the whole deal was came out to $9 million a year. It was like $95 million in tax abatement over 10 years. So we're talking $9.5 million a year. That's not like a world-changing amount of money to Tesla.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was the deal. And
That's the deal. And like you said earlier, I think you explained it really well earlier, which is like, if you don't have a business like Giga Texas move in, you don't get any. You get zero property taxes being paid to you. What you're giving them is a 80% cut, refunding of 80% of the property taxes for the first 20 years. But you're getting the 20% of property taxes you wouldn't have gotten, and that is lucrative for you. And what happens after the 20 years, right? It's like you're going to get continuous. And then there's all the other businesses that form around it. So at the end of the day, this is a ridiculous comment.
And that is the thing, is you get all those other, if you give $100 to the factory worker, some of that money goes to the restaurants and the stores and the I mean, it goes into everything. It goes, and then it continue, velocity of money. The money continues moving for a time. It's something when Boeing was leaving Seattle, one of the many times that they announced they were doing it, a study showed that for every one Boeing job, it contributed 2 or 3 additional jobs outside of just in support of the community.
That's a very good point. You know that in Seattle, for example, they call them Baby Bills and Baby Jeffs. So because you formed Microsoft here and Amazon was formed here, all these rich people, because the company was very, very successful, both of them, it's just outside success, they all created new businesses, new revenue, amazing companies that brought in jobs and attracted new employees here to buy more houses, to spend more money in the States. And that's what made this, country, this city and states so successful. That's what's happening right now in that county. Giga Texas, bringing the best and then showing success. All those employees, 3,800 of them, or what is it? 15,000
15,000,
15,000 of them. Many of them are multimillionaires now. And
Yes.
they will, and they become even more so. And many of them will build new businesses. This is just,
Yes.
this is what you're trying to do. Attract the best and the best and attract the businesses that will succeed.
Yes. And if you're going to be building a business that has anything to do, I mean, the reason the Boring Company is in Texas is because Tesla was already in Texas. You got another business out of it and you're making money. I don't know, in the comments, are we crazy here or is this article crazy? That's what I'd like to know. Everybody else, smack a thumb, leave a comment, do what you got to do, subscribe, pretty please, I beg of you. And everybody else, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.